Tour Guide Tips and Tricks FAQ edition. Question 1. How much does being a tour guide pay? Well, that's very dependent on the tourism award. It depends on where you are. It depends on what sort of a tour guide you are, what sort of hazard pay you get. It might be minimum wage. It might be top dollar. That's something to take up with your organisation. Question number 2, do you need to be double vaxxed in order to become a tour guide? According to the current mandate of the Australian government, I would hazard a guess and say yes, particularly if you're working in remote or at-risk communities. You are working with people, lots of people, so at this point in stage, I would hazard a guess and say yes, you probably do need to be double vaccinated. Question 3, where do I get these sexy earrings? I get them from Strange Magic Shop. You can find her here on TikTok, you can find her on Instagram and Facebook. She's amazing, and all of the fossil earrings that she does are usually based on actual fossils, and most of them are based on Australian fossils, so check her out. Do you have to work with children as a tour guide? Again, it does depend on the organisation that you are applying for. There are many organisations that are specifically for an elderly audience. There are many that are specific for younger audiences, such as children. There are many audiences that are going to be varied, so a mix of both. It really does depend on your organisation, so research ahead of time. And if the workplace that you are applying for does have children passing through, so like a museum, having something like a blue card would probably put you a step above other applicants. Question number 5, do you need to be able to drive and or have your own vehicle in order to become a tour guide? Again, that one is pretty dependent on the organisation that you're going for. In the city, I can't imagine you have to worry too much, but the further remote you are, the more it's probably going to put you above the other applicants to have a license, specifically a manual license, but again, it is pretty dependent on the organisation that you're applying for. General rule of thumb, read the application packet that your job or potential hirers will have on board, and just sort of tick your boxes and go from there. Question number 6, do we actually have a large amount of travellers coming through? Yes. I wouldn't be making this series otherwise. We have heaps of internal travellers. They're opening up international borders in the next couple of weeks. There's going to be a lot of people coming around. It is at the point where government is actually starting to talk amongst themselves and go, hey, we don't actually have the tour guides. What are we going to do? So, if you like the idea of tour guiding, I have some tips and tricks. If you don't like the idea of tour guiding, that's okay. You don't have to listen to me. I am a gremlin on the internet. If you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments. If you had troubles with my accent, that's okay. Let me know, and I will add subtitles. Thanks for asking.